All right, guys, I'm here with Joe today. We're going to talk about a really heavy mounted armbar. It's going to look like any mounted armbar you've ever seen, something that you probably learned at some point as a white belt. This is a very heavy version. Again, it's going to look the same, but I can assure you it feels very different. Here's the basic mounted armbar. This is something I had to learn and master before I got my blue belt. It's a very good move. You rely on, when you see the arm, you act, but it doesn't always work so good against stronger opponents or more advanced opponents. My armbar that I'm going to show you is very heavy, takes away the mobility, and it's much higher percentage. So my good friend and training partner Anthony nicknamed this the Mount Killemin-Armbar because it's very uncomfortable. When I get to a certain spot, it's almost going to be a sure thing. Again, it looks like any other mounted armbar, but there's some details that make it very uncomfortable, very heavy, and very high percentage. This is great against the big strong guys, against the guys that squirm a lot. This is great for me in MMA. It's really brutal. And I want you to keep in mind, the reason this is different is because it's so heavy, it's gonna take away the bottom guy's mobility. And the reason it's heavy and there's a lot of pressure built up is because this move develops very slow. That first mounted armbar, when I see the arm and I go, that guy may feel like some chest pressure for a moment, but that relies more on speed. The pain of this move develops because of the amount of time and the positions that I pass through. You're gonna see here, we're gonna talk through how to make this the heaviest armbar you've ever felt. So I'm in mount. I'm just gonna explain, there's a lot of little variations of this that I like to do, but step one, get to mount. Step two, what I like to do is I like to play a little bit of an offset mount. Typically, I'm more comfortable being heavy on my left leg, letting my right leg float a little bit. So in this position, why I like this mount is because this guy feels like he can move. He thinks he can go this way, but he can't. He thinks he can go that way, he can't. And what I'm looking to do is to sneak up into his armpits. Again, something we've seen before. So this offset mount, first thing I want to do is sneak up into his armpits, giving him chicken wings, okay? So step one, get to the armpits. Step two, as soon as I flare those elbows out, I want to double team both arms. I'm gonna reach under before he has a chance to hide his hands, especially if we're in a gi and he's got his collars, and I'm gonna double team the far arm really hard. So there's already a good amount of pressure on his ribs. Most of it's coming through my right hip. How does that feel, Joe? A little bit of pain already. Not pain, it's just pressure, right? So from this position, this is the key part, pulling very hard, at least with one hand, but two if you can. I'm gonna sit out. Once I've started leaning towards the feet, I'm calm and relaxed, but I'm committed to finishing the submission. At this point, it's very high percentage. Only a very small piece of my body is on his body, which focuses the pressure, makes it very intense. The armbar becomes easy. Hooking him hard with my calf, tensioning hard with my hamstring. Now I'm being a little bit easy on Joe, but again, imagine this develops very slowly. If I'm really, and I'm taking my weight off him, if I really give him my hip bone, it gets uncomfortable. So I've gotten to this position. Now I want to be balanced. Usually I'll kick this leg out, active toes, so if he bridges into me, I'm good. If he bridges away, he can't because I'm pulling on that arm. Again, I'm going to give him a little bit of breath. And from here I take my time. I'm going to pull these arms in up and away from him, and I'm very slowly, usually going to post my hand, very slowly come around the face, bring both arms with me, get the tap. So like I said earlier, the traditional mounted armbar, which is still a great move, takes place very quickly. As soon as I see the arm, when this guy's flailing or thrashing, I go. He doesn't experience a lot of pressure on his chest. So this one develops very slow. I'm gonna do it, sorry Joe, I'm gonna do it about as long as I could. Joe's gonna provide some resistance. When we do this right, when it's heavy enough, he's not gonna be able to move a lot, and he's really eventually gonna give me his arm. It's way more comfortable for them to give an arm than have me sit on their chest for a long time. So this is just gonna be kind of at speed what it would look like. I get to mount. Here, the pressure's already building. Here, he's thrashing around a lot. Go crazy. Yep. And I'm pulling him to me, and I bring both arms with me. So another variation that I really like, which is really where the Mount Killemin-Armbar came from, I like to play with Americanas and Kimuras a lot. What I can do, same position, offset mount coming up. If I'm working an Americana on this side or just messing with this arm, what I like to do a lot of times is I'm pushing down, is I'll bring it to my hip. Now Joe here's got bendy shoulders, normal shoulders, this is already uncomfortable. Again, I'm gonna hold them here for a while. I can take my time in this position. This makes it really easy to get underneath his shoulder here. Now, if he's taking a little bit of pressure off him, got this back foot out for balance, even if he's got a gi on, he's holding his collar, he only has one hand, I have two now. So I'm really balanced, I'm gonna get in there. If he's got a gi, I'm gonna pull, till that guy comes out. I'm gonna step over, and I'm gonna finish. So you guys will have to try this out. You'll have to trust that it works. Again, what makes this so excruciating and makes it such a high percentage move is the time that it takes to develop. If I have heavy pressure right on the solar plexus for 5-10 seconds, especially while he's thrashing around, he's gonna get tired. It's hard to breathe. The arms will just come out. Then you just pick which one you want, you take it, match or fight is over. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. Also look for me on social media at Ben_Egli.